What can be done in the sprint? In our lesson 19, we said that the sprint planning event focuses on these three questions. Why is the sprint valuable? What can be done in the sprint? How will things be done in the sprint? In the 20th lesson, we discussed, why is sprint valuable? In this video, we will look for an answer to the question of what can be done in the sprint. The Scrum team will anticipate what can be done in the sprint by understanding the sprint goal and collaborating with the product owner. Estimation is never a guarantee or commitment. The estimate represents the product backlog items chosen by the Scrum team that they think they can finish by the end of the sprint. The order of the items remains the same as in the product backlog. The Scrum team cannot select items on their own initiative. At this point, the product owner decides in what order things should be done, but not the amount of work the Scrum team will do. All these decision-making processes proceed by collaborating. If the product owner feels that the Scrum team has chosen underwork for the sprint, they can openly negotiate this. The team can clearly say that they chose few items because of the complexity of the items, and that the product owner had to compromise some of their expectations to reduce the complexity. It is very normal and correct practice for the Scrum team to refine the items in the product backlog during sprint planning. Let's not forget that improving backlog items, that is, making them clearer, can be done at any time during the sprint. However, the sprint planning meeting is often the right time for this. The Scrum team decides on the number of selected product backlog items and cannot force the product owner to choose more work. General purpose: the focus should be on getting things done, not pushing things along, not creating a pile of work. Going back to estimation, there are a few things the Scrum team needs to consider. First, they need to consider their past performance, which is called speed. Next, the required capacity for the sprint, and the definition of done are important. Now, let's briefly examine them. Past performance refers to the amount of work completed in previous sprints. This is what we call empirical data. If you have completed an average of about 20 story points in the last 3 sprints, it is unrealistic to aim for 40 story points in the next sprint. The capacity of the Scrum team refers to the time in hours or days that they are available to work on the sprint. Let's say in the last sprint, they completed 20 story points with the entire team present. In this sprint, if a quarter of the team is on vacation, taking this ratio into account, it is necessary to estimate for the next sprint. Finally, there is the statement, definition of done. This item often leads to incorrect estimation when not evaluated correctly. If in the previous sprint retrospective, definition of done was set to include higher criteria for quality, spending more time on quality becomes inevitable. Testing steps in the first sprints was 20% of the whole work, but increasing it to 30% over time will mean more effort for quality, but less effort for scope. This should be taken into account when estimating. Based on what we have explained here, there is no need to create complex mathematical models for estimation. Consistency of estimates improves over time, taking into account speed, capacity and quality factors. Thus, the Scrum team provides the product owner with an insight into how many sprints the product backlog items will appear. But let's never forget that this is just an estimate, not a commitment or guarantee.